2026 is shaping up to be another brutal year for retail. According to Coresight Research, store closures in 2025 were up 67% compared to 2024, and 2026 is already looking worse. From iconic department stores to beloved boutiques, no one is safe from the retail apocalypse. Today, we're counting down 10 major retailers closing stores in 2026. Some of these will shock you, so let's get into it. Number 10. REI, the Outdoor Recreation Co-op. According to an official REI spokesperson statement from October 2025, the company is closing 3 locations in 26. Now, these aren't just any stores. We're talking about flagship locations. The Paramus, New Jersey store is shutting down in the first quarter of 26. And then later in the year, both the Boston location and the iconic New York City SoHo flagship will close their doors for good. That SoHo store opened back in 2011 in the historic Puck Building, and it was supposed to be a destination for outdoor enthusiasts in Manhattan, but the post-pandemic sales boom has faded. Net sales for 24 declined 6.2% year over year, down to 3.5. REI has to adapt to survive. 3 stores might not sound like a lot, but when they're your flagship locations, it sends a message about the state of outdoor retail. Number 9. Yankee Candle. Yankee Candle is shutting down stores. According to a Newell Brands press release from December 1, 2025, the parent company announced approximately 20 stores will close in the United States and Canada starting January 26. Now, Yankee Candle operates around 240 stores, with about 230 of those in the US. So 20 closures represents a notable chunk of their retail footprint. But here's the bigger picture. Newell Brands is going through a major restructuring. They're laying off approximately 900 corporate employees. That's 10% of their global professional workforce. The company says their productivity plan will generate between $110 million to $130 million in annual savings. And after the holiday shopping season ends, those Yankee Candle stores start going dark. If you have a favorite location, you might want to stock up while you still can. Number 8. Orvis. Number 8 on our list is a heritage brand that's been around since 1856. Orvis, the outdoor retailer known for fly fishing and hunting gear, is closing 36 locations by early 2026. According to a statement from Orvis president Simon Perkins in October 2025, the company said, quote, "Like many in retail, Orvis' business model faced a sizable shift with the introduction of an unprecedented tariff landscape, 36 locations. That's 31 stores and 5 outlets. After these closures, only 33 stores and 2 outlets will remain." The Perkins family has owned Orvis since 1965, and now they're being forced to cut their retail footprint in half. They're refocusing on their core products: fly fishing equipment, wing shooting gear, the stuff they've been known for since the company was founded. It's a sad day when a company that survived the Civil War, the Great Depression, and 2 world wars has to close half its stores because of tariffs. Number 7. Kroger. Coming in at number 7 is one of America's largest grocery chains. Kroger announced during their Q1 fiscal earnings call in June 2025 that they're closing 60 stores over 18 months. The announcement came from interim CEO Ron Sargent, and by August 2025, at least 39 stores had already been identified for closure. Now Kroger operates approximately 2,731 stores across 35 states, so 60 closures might seem small. But there's a bigger story here. Remember the $24.6 billion merger with Albertsons? That deal got blocked in December 2024. Federal judges ruled it would hurt competition and raise prices for consumers. So Kroger is now focused on streamlining operations and cutting underperforming locations. And believe it or not, they're actually planning new stores in high-growth areas. It's a tale of two strategies: close the losers and open where the growth is. Number 6. Carter's. Number 6 is a gut punch for parents everywhere. Carter's, the biggest children clothing retailer in America, is closing 150 stores over the next 3 years. According to their Q3 fiscal earnings release, approximately 100 of those closures will happen in fiscal years 25 and 26. The reason? Tariffs. Richard Westenberger, the CFO of Carter's, said during the earnings call, quote, "The tariff rates now in effect bring our effective duty rate into the high 30% range, versus about 13% historically," end quote. Let that sink in. Their import costs nearly tripled. The company estimates tariffs are creating a $200 to $250 million annual hit to their business. They've already laid off approximately 300 office workers. That's 15% of their corporate workforce. Douglas Palladini, CEO, and the entire board of directors are even cutting their own compensation in 26. The cost-cutting measures are expected to save about $35 million annually starting in 26. But for a company that operates over 1,000 stores in North America, this is a painful restructuring. Number 5. Foot Locker. Halfway through our list, at number 5, we have Foot Locker. But here's the twist. Foot Locker doesn't really exist as an independent company anymore. According to the Dick's Sporting Goods Q3 in 25 earnings call in November, Dick's acquired Foot Locker for $2.4 billion, and the deal closed on September 8, 2025. Now Dick's is cleaning house. Executive Chairman Ed Stack put it bluntly, quote, "We need to clean out the garage. This means clearing out unproductive inventory, closing underperforming stores, and right-sizing assets that don't align with our go-forward vision for the Foot Locker business," end quote. Dick's expects to spend between $500 to $750 million on restructuring costs, and they're projecting the Foot Locker segment will actually lose money in Q4 25. But they expect a turnaround by back to school in 26. The Foot Locker name will survive. Kids Foot Locker, Champ Sports, WSS, and Atmos will all continue as separate brands, but a lot of physical stores won't make it. Number 4. Macy's. At number 4, we have an American icon. Macy's, the department store that's been around since 1858, is closing 150 stores by the end of 26. According to their official press release from February 2024, they call it their bold new chapter strategy. 66 stores already closed in 25, and 14 more are officially announced for 2026. After all the closures, 350 Macy's branded locations will remain. Tony Spring addressed the painful decision, saying, quote, "These decisions are not made lightly. We communicated directly with affected colleagues first and are providing support, including transfer opportunities where available, as well as severance and outplacement resources," end quote. The strategy is simple. Close the underperforming stores, focus resources on the locations that are actually making money, and invest heavily in e-commerce. The department store model is dying, and Macy's is trying to adapt before it's too late. Whether 350 stores is enough to keep the brand relevant remains to be seen. Number 3. Walgreens. Number 3 on our list affects almost everyone watching this video. Walgreens is closing 1,200 stores over 3 years. According to their fiscal year earnings report released October 15, 2024, the pharmacy giant is in serious trouble. 500 stores are targeted for closure in fiscal 25 alone, and nearly 300 have already shut down. They still operate over 8,000 locations across all 50 states. So why the massive closures? They reported a net loss of $3 billion in 24. That's up from $180 million the year before. Tim Wentworth said approximately 25% of their stores were unprofitable at the time of the announcement. California has been hit hardest with 35 closures, Massachusetts has 28, and Colorado 20. Here's what makes this scary. Pharmacy access is becoming a real problem in America. Remember Rite Aid? They're completely winding down their retail operations. The pharmacy industry is in crisis mode, and if you rely on your neighborhood Walgreens, you might want to have a backup plan. Number 2. GameStop. At number 2, we have the store that defined gaming for an entire generation. GameStop is closing over 470 stores in January 2026 alone. According to an SEC filing from December 2025, the company stated they would close a, quote, significant number of additional stores during fiscal 25 as part of a store portfolio optimization review, end quote. They already closed 590 stores in fiscal year, and at the start of 2025, they had 2,325 U.S. locations. Do the math. They're losing stores at an alarming rate. 2025 Q3 results showed net income of $77 million on revenue of $821 million. Sounds okay, right? But revenue keeps declining. Digital game downloads have killed the need for physical stores, and modern consoles from Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft let you download games directly. Why drive to GameStop when you can buy from your couch? Interestingly, Ryan Cohen doubled down on the company, purchasing an additional 500,000 shares in January 2026. The man running the company is betting his own money that GameStop survives, but with 470-plus stores closing in a single month, the gaming retail era is clearly ending. Number 1. Francesca's. And at number 1, we have the most devastating closure on our list. Francesca's isn't just closing some stores, they're closing all of them, every single location. According to a federal WARN Act notice filed January 14, 26, the women's boutique chain is permanently ceasing operations. All 457 stores across 45 states are shutting down. Liquidation sales began January 16, 26, and all sales are final as of January 14th. Chief Stores and Culture Officer Christine Kaigun signed the WARN notice explaining, quote, "This sudden and unforeseen series of events was not what the company had hoped for or expected, and unfortunately as a result, the long-term viability of the company is impossible," end quote. So what were these sudden events? Investor funding that was pledged fell through at the end of December 2025. The company received a notice of default from their lender on January 8, 2026. Two major suppliers lost their funding from their own lenders. It was a domino effect of financial disasters. Francesca's had already been struggling. They filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy back in December 2020 and got acquired by Terramar Capital and Tiger Capital in February 2021 for just $18 million. They tried to rebuild, they tried to pivot, but in the end, it wasn't enough. 202 corporate employees at their Houston headquarters lost their jobs, and thousands of store workers across the country are now unemployed. If you ever bought a dress or a piece of jewelry from Francesca's, this is the end of an era. And there you have it, 10 retailers closing stores in 2026. From Francesca's complete shutdown to GameStop's massive downsizing, the retail landscape is changing fast. Tariffs are crushing import-dependent businesses. E-commerce keeps eating away at foot traffic, and companies that can't adapt are disappearing. 2025 saw 67% more store closures than 24, according to Coresight Research. The retail apocalypse isn't slowing down. If you found this video informative, hit that subscribe button. We cover business stories like this every week. Drop a comment below and let us know which closure surprised you the most. Thanks for watching.